from Kuala Lumpur's giant bus terminal.
Bigger than a lot of airports.
We hopped a southbound bus to Malacca, then took a grab to Imperial Residence. First impression was an underwhelming building.
Run down.
Our studio suite was the same.
And the bathroom smelled.
Then, less than an hour after arriving, a cockroach just slowly strolled across the top of the table like it owned the joint.
We were not doing this again.
We contacted the management company to move us. They couldn't guarantee another suite would be roach-free.
Then give us our money back?
They told us to take it up with Booking.com, knowing we had made a non-refundable reservation and thinking we were stuck. This backfired on them. After hearing our story,
and being horrified by it,
Booking told the management company that we are elite members. If they didn't refund us willingly, Booking would force them to.
with negative consequences.
We got the hell out of there and went to the Courtyard by Marriott. It was a lovely room in a lovely building with lovely staff.
And no bugs.
After all that stress, we unwound with overpriced drinks in the bar, then crashed. The next day, we did Malacca's Riverwalk. They like to call themselves the Venice of Asia, which is like Edmonton calling itself the Vancouver of the Prairies.
Both are great, but they are nothing alike.
There were large murals, colonial architecture, and fun-colored buildings. Heike got a local coconut shake, different from the rest of Asia because it's made North American style with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. We saw Masjid Kampong Hulu, Malaysia's oldest mosque.
Which doesn't really look like a mosque at all.
We also saw Chen Hun Teng, Malaysia's oldest Chinese temple.
Which definitely does look like a temple.
Hungry, John got a hanging Malaccan snack of Nyonya Chang, glutinous rice dumplings filled with delicious spiced minced pork filling and some blue butterfly rice for a splash of color and flavor. The center of Malacca's tourist area is Dutch Square, also known as Red Square.
Because the city is apparently both Venice and Moscow.
And Stad Threes, the oldest Dutch building in Malacca. Adjacent to the square are old walls from Dutch rule in the 1500s. As we've seen in so many other locales on this trip, they've combined the old with the gaudy. Hordes of ridiculous bicycle rickshaws prowl the streets. They're covered in bright flashing lights and cartoon themes like Spider-Man, Hello Kitty, and Labubu, each one horribly blasting one of only 3 current pop songs as they try to drum up business. Nearby, bustling Jonker Street is where you can buy local arts, crafts, and snacks.
Like these traditional pineapple tarts.
A Famosa is the remnants of a Portuguese fort from their rule before the Dutch. And Malacca Sultanate Palace Museum is a replica of a former Sultan Palace from the era before that. At the end of it all, to see everywhere you've been, you can ride Taming Sari Tower and go up and down while rotating.
That sounds like you're telling someone off.
We had a plan for food that night, but were forced on a detour. Almighty Google sent us down a narrow lane behind the hotel. Just as Heike commented on the significant amount of dog poop on the ground, a chorus of barking preceded a dozen dogs rushing us. There were suddenly more canines at once than we had seen in all of Malaysia to this point. It was intense, but we kept them at bay with stern voices and posturing and slowly backed away. We eventually reached the mall and Banana Bro, with the slogan, "It's a Malaysian thing." They lay down large banana leaves as a type of plate, then multiple servers scoop out your meal components onto the table in front of you. They come around with rice, 3 curries, dal, chicken and fish, cucumber salad, cooked cabbage, papadum, and fried snake gourd. John also added chicken 65, fried tandoori chicken bites. You're actually encouraged to eat it with your hands, as many locals do, but we opted for utensils because we weren't sure our hands were clean enough to eat with at that moment. It was all exceptional, and the free refills of everything made it even better. We really could have done a number there, but we arrived shortly before closing, so the restaurant was saved by the bell before John could deplete them of food too thoroughly. Out at the ocean, built onto the water, was Masjid Salat Mosque. We couldn't go onto the premises the way we were dressed.
No shorts or short sleeves allowed, not even for men this time.
But the money shots were from off-property on the adjacent beach anyway. After checking out of the Marriott, we followed the Venetian Riverwalk to Spain and the Casa del Rio Hotel. This is where we caught a southbound bus on our way to the next country.